Hey YouTube, all my scaly friends. Today we're going to look at finishing out Luna's Enclosure. Jane is also going to go in here towards the end, but you'll see that as it goes. Don't forget that by the end of January, if I get 1,000 subs, I'm going to spend 24 hours. 100,000 is 48 hours, and 1,000,000 subs by the end of January, and I'm staying a week in this room. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and drop a comment if you have any questions. I'll go over and answer all the questions I can. I'm installing the 24-hour cycle light. I actually found it at a discount store, and I really like these 24-hour cycle lights. You don't have to deal with timers and all that other junk. Just dial it into the time of day, and it'll cycle night and daytime. I'll have to show that to you when I go over more of my lighting and whatnot. But I had to cut the cable to get it to poke through there, so I didn't have a giant hole for the plug to fit through. So I just trimmed the cable and plugged it through, wired it back up, cleaned it all up. That's one of the beauty of having this stack on casters, being able to pull it out. You see it just pop right through. Oh, I didn't even have to cut the cables. This one has a little plug, which is super cool. I couldn't even believe that. But Caboose is up there checking it out. But now we get into it. So I'm going to start putting in the underlayment for the substrate, which is going to be these pieces of plastic, which is for light. Works great. Holds it about a ½ inch, quarter-inch up off the bottom. You see I've got some expanded clay balls because I didn't have enough of the plastic to go all the way. Totally fine. Put a piece of like screen down. The carbon fiber screen I think works the best just to keep your substrate separate. There, I'm trying an experiment, but it didn't really work out. I'll point it out to you in another video when I do a little bit more detail, but put that in and then start putting the substrate on, and I start working on the heat pad, which I forgot to show you guys. It's just a tile here, so it definitely helps having that done. Here I'm getting the heat tape prepped. This is what I didn't show you guys the last time. So I used a slate, bought a tile, and you can see I'm using heat tape, and I've got some gaff tape. The heat tape I just taped down, and really well. I covered it pretty good, and you can see it right there on the bottom left of the screen. Just sits down there, and it gets nice and warm, and it holds its temperature really well. The thermostat is on that. I'll show you guys the electronics towards, that'll be like the last video I do about the enclosure. So here I'm putting in all the substrates and the rocks and the water bowl and just driftwood. This time I wanted to go with some other leaf litter and whatnot, so I found some leaf litter and got it all cleaned up and stuck it in here, and I think it made it look way better. So here I'm putting Jane in first. He's a pinstripe. He's actually a dragonfly, so he's pinstripe fire yellow belly. Really cool, nice, pretty yellow. It's very interesting. Luna is a pewter fire bee. So between her and Jane, there's a 7 different genetics, 7 different genes. So one day we'll have to sit down and go over the combo morph list to see what we're kind of hoping for. I would love to see some cool color morphs out of these. We'll have to definitely get into that. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. Let me know in the comment down below. Though breeding is not my first thing. That's not like what I got into all this for anyway, but it's just something to, I don't know, play with. It's another facet. I haven't tried it before. Jane is super cool though. I got him from BHB Reptiles, Brian Barczyk, and super cool. This guy, he's, yeah, breeding really isn't like the first thing that I want to try necessarily. I've never bred snakes. I've never bred the leopard geckos. Last year was our first animal ever produced. But Jane is great, and I like both of these animals to look at. They're really cool, very different. I like having a normal to compare them to. It's pretty interesting for friends and family. Luna can be very defensive in her enclosure, so she's kind of a challenge to get out every once in a while. She can be a little cranky, but to be honest, I like a cranky animal. Makes it a little bit more entertaining. Let's just take a look at these guys settling into their enclosure, getting into some breeding habits. Okay, guys. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed doing these builds. If you did like it, you should do all the things down below, like, subscribe, comment, bell icon, same song and dance from every channel you watch. Thanks for keeping an eye on these guys. I can't wait till you see the next video. It's going to be awesome. Keep the subscriber count going up. I want to see how long I can spend in that room. Alright, guys. We'll see you next week for another video.